Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Ultimate Bucket List, and today, I'm in Porto. Porto, the ancient Portuguese city. This historic city is home to the port wine industry. Literally every port wine in all of the free world is made here. And this is an extreme example of Portuguese culture, architecture, and history. It's a place that's divided into two areas and joined together by this, the Dom Luís Bridge, which is great to walk or drive across and is a pretty place in itself. One of the things that I highly recommend that you do here, first and foremost, is explore the south side, aka the Gaia side of the bridge. This is where all your port wine is made, and if your company is not here on the flagpoles, you're not legally port wine. They're literally yards away from each other, and before you get drunk on wine, absorb all of the sights that you can see because it's actually a very pretty place. My tour started here at Salcombe. This is one of the most visited wineries here in Porto. The tour itself was actually quite good, and they teach you how to distinguish between different kinds of port wine. As you can imagine, it's a winery tour, it's as you'd expect it to be, but the best bit is the tasting session afterwards, where you can try different kinds of port wine and socialise with your tour mates. These guys were all really nice. Cheers to you, and the wine was even nicer. There's no shortage of places where you can buy wine really cheap to bring home, and if you do go outside and walk the streets, there'll be no shortage of places that will sell you 5 port wines for €5. Quite literally, you can get drunk with just €5. The best place to do this is here at Porto Cruise, where they've got this killer rooftop bar, and you've got some of the most amazing views of Porto and the bridge, whilst enjoying the sunshine and the wine. Not too shabby. If you do want to do some sightseeing, I highly recommend the Clérigos. This is a church and bell tower, and it's situated right in the middle of Porto. You get some amazing views of some amazing Portuguese architecture, and everything here is very grand. I even found Jesus, which I found a little strange because there's a whole exhibit dedicated to Jesus. Okay. And I highly recommend going up the bell tower. But I will warn you, it's pretty narrow up there.
Climbing this bell tower is bloody hard work, but the views you get out of here are amazing. Check this out.
Now, you'll get rewarded with a 360-degree view of Porto, which is amazing, except that it's a really tight squeeze up here. If you are at all claustrophobic, I highly recommend that you don't do this because it really is a tight squeeze. But the church bit of the Clérigos is actually free to go around, so if you are on a budget, this part is free. There's a famous library that inspired the Harry Potter books, but when I went, the queues were literally a mile long, so as you can tell, I didn't bother. This is São Bento, the most beautiful train station in the world. Quite literally, I mean, look at this place. It's like an ornate art gallery. And this is strange because this is actually a working train station. Seriously guys, an actual working train station. Porto has a cathedral, and whilst it's free to go into, I must admit it's a little bland compared to some of the other sites that you might see here in Porto. But I highly recommend going around here anyway, mainly because it's free. And actually no, I take that back because it's actually quite good. So definitely come here, and the fact that it's free is a massive bonus. I'd take some time to explore all the buildings, go walking around the streets, and just take in some of the culture and the architecture that Porto has to offer. I guarantee you won't be disappointed here. This is a very chillax place, and whether you're wandering the streets, or looking at trams, or exploring buildings, I guarantee you'll have an amazing time here. even if you want to go to the modern football stadium, this is FC Porto Stadium, I highly recommend that you do that as well. I actually made a separate video about it right here, which you can see on another video on my channel. But as the sun sets, it's time to actually cross the bridge and absorb some of the lovely views. I mean, seriously guys, look at the sunset and take a look at what views you get from the bridge. But if you want an even better view, climb the monument that's at the side of the bridge, which is this white thing here, and you'll be rewarded with the best view of Porto that you'll ever see. Get there early and wait till sunset, because you'll be rewarded with this. Some of the most romantic views you'll ever see in your life. So, if you are a big fan of European culture, I highly recommend that you come to Porto once in your life, especially if you like food and you like to drink wine, because there's plenty of it here. Okay Nin, I'm sold. What do I do? Well, firstly, you need to come here to Porto. It's dead easy to get to from the airport. You literally take the purple line, line E, from the airport to the middle of town. Don't bother with buses or taxis, they won't get you there any faster and they're a lot more expensive. All the port wineries are on the Gaia side of the city. I highly recommend that you visit Porto Cruz, Callum, which is the one I went to, and Taylor's. But to be honest, they're all good. All the attractions are reasonably priced, and no attraction cost me any more than €15. If you're looking for a place to stay, try and get near Trindade, Aliados or São Bento stations, and if you do, everything is pretty much walking distance. Porto is an extremely cost-effective city, and you can feed yourself quite easily for €10. Alcohol, understandably, is extremely cheap as well. You can come here and it won't cost you an arm and a leg. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes, Porto is an extremely hilly city, and you'll need a good set of quads and cars to navigate the streets, as they are pretty steep sometimes. Even though this is a Portuguese city, most people here speak fluent English, but it does help to learn basic Portuguese greetings and sayings. So guys, if you do like food and drink, if you do like a laid-back atmosphere, beautiful views and European culture, this is definitely the place for you. I highly recommend that you add this to your bucket list. If you liked this video, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Comment on the comment section below, tweet them at me, let me know what you guys think, and if I get enough suggestions, I'll go ahead and do that. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another episode, and we'll see you in the next one.
More alcohol. More alcohol.
Yes, it's like an explosion.
Strong. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
it opened up definitely. When it gets in touch with oxygen, that's what happens to all the wine in the world. Okay, so